Aye. Right. Hello and welcome to the channel. Fleming House is down. Now, we'll have a look at that later. Why am I going up here? Oh, right. Fleming House is down. Right. So we're all ready. We're going to Glasgow. Got everything we need. I've got a little doofer thing just in case I'm lucky enough to get in the front of the front of the bus. Probably not. Probably won't get in the front. Time is it? It's almost that. It's 6:52. Yeah. Could hang on and get the CityLink bus. It's not even leaving Stirling though. You know, you're better to jump on the stagecoach X20. I think it's X25 or is it X27. You don't get on the bus that goes all around everywhere. No, don't. Cumbernaddle diddle. Went off there for a bit. Buffeting. So it's right, X3 M8 7. God, you don't win the X3. Shit, we're a bit early. X24. Shit. 6:50. Wow. It's a bin lorry. Fuck, 15-minute wait. 14-minute wait. X3. Is that a freaking one that goes up and round the doors? I think so. Oh, it's 13 people watching. What the hell are they watching this shit for? Wow. Very weird comment. I don't know what it's. I don't really answer stupid comments. You know, just say something in English that isn't like fucking gangster stuff. Right, there we go. There's the thing. The penthouse suites. There's the penthouse seat. The penthouse. See you can see the grass growing in the gutters, the neglect, they don't care. Do you know what, right, Philip? Right. Oh God, what an unpleasant character. Right, so I've just removed somebody. What I do in my channel, I allow people to say whatever they want, but when you start talking any talk about any language that refers to underage activities, wow. Is that supposed to be off the level? I think that flashing's fallen in, it's not been done right. It's like an amazing structure if you think about all the different if you look at all the different, if you think about the amount of people that have been here working on this. I mean, at one time it was a busy place, so is that like little turrets or something up there? It looks like it, doesn't it? So it's interesting architecture, I suppose. Is that not walkway? So why does it need that walkway when you've got that one there? I don't know. Looks rickety. Yeah. Looks rickety, yes. Well, it's all, I suppose it's 1960s infrastructure. I mean, this bit here, that's probably 1960s. Late 60s, but mid 60s. It's as old as me. But obviously it all got added to. If you look at it, it does look like a. I almost like thought, how did they make so many different bits without making any of it look like it was supposed to fit in? Glasgow X27. X27. X37. Oh, I think it's. Don't know. Is that the one that goes up through all the fucking. I don't think you really want to go on that one. X37. I think that goes away up and round. Yeah, it is empty. It's just reality's overtook it, you know, and reality and changes. So the whole thing's coming down. It's quite a big. I don't know how long it is. I don't think you can see it because of the sun. But it goes right along. It's massive. Not massive, but yeah, it's fucking big, yeah. It is big, and it's coming. It's coming down. Definitely is. Within the next couple of years. I think next year, maybe. I don't know. I mean, they're just going to knock the whole fucking thing down. So it's Glasgow Council that owns it. So interestingly, they're drawing for the artist's sketch for the new building doesn't have a road in it. This road here, they're doing away with it. It's part of their climate scam. And all that really means is that, well, it's sustainability bullshit. It's that people with cars are going to be, are not going to come here. Well, they don't come here anyway, but they tend to go to Asda and Tesco. Feels empty, aye. You just go in and it's like, it's an odd, yes, it's a Scottish accent, and I don't know, people come onto YouTube and like that. I've just blocked somebody. It's like, how do they come away with such crap, you know? Why doesn't everybody just block them? Or is that what happens? Maybe they can actually get traction with somebody that's not switched on enough to block somebody right away. Somebody that's saying weird things. So, I mean, this is sort of like hysterical stuff because it is all going to be like knocked down at some point soon. There's a truck coming. The truck! M&S. And there's a stagecoach bus that's going the wrong way. Press the mute button, my mistake. Right, so we're going into Glasgow, we're going to Wetherspoons, we're going down to Crystal Palace, and down at next to City Next Centre. I can't actually remember the name of the street. That's where we're going. So we've got a live stream it all the way down. And where are you at? I'm at Cumbernoodle Doodle. Cumbernoodle Doodle, North Lanarkshire. A planner's dream or a living nightmare. I think it's a living nightmare. You can see the sections of society here. You've got numpty class, lower class. You've got upper, lower, middle class, lower, middle class, middle class, upper middle class, upper, and then you've got upper class, lower, upper middle class, and you've got upper middle class. So the cheapest property is about £40,000. Thank you for paying tax, for paying for tax from Israel with love. It's a bit heavy. So the lowest, I've seen a flat for sale for £40,000 here. So that's at one end of this place. And you go up this hill to the top of the hill. I don't know how much they are, but it's something like £1 million or something probably. I don't know. I need to look it up. So you get a detached house for about 300,000. So you see the whole spectrum of classes here. Hello from South Africa. Yeah, hello. Problem is, I mean, you could buy a house for about 100 to 120,000, a terraced house, which is a relatively quiet area, and the whole idea of this whole place was you could walk, because without going on the road, without going anywhere near this road. So really, the idea is, you should be in there and then come out when the bus turns up. But the whole point of it was that fuck off. Here's some really weird comments. Big Blue. No, I don't think so. I don't care about your subs. Actually, I don't care about it. Wait a minute. What was I saying? So, we've got So it's relatively quiet. It's quite a nice place. The shopping centre. There's a thing about selling things. There's a thing about selling things. There's a thing about selling things where you I remove people that are just stupid. where you're like when you're selling things, you need to have a lot of stuff, right? So you will make money, whatever it is, whenever you're selling. Whether it's a garage, whether it's a... So if you go to a garage to buy a car and there's only 3 cars there, I don't think that's a good selling environment. So if you go to a shop, it should be full of stuff. So basically what point I'm trying to make is that when you go in here, this place, there's like empty shops. It's the rent. The rent's too high, and so you've got odd hangers on, charity shops. I think I might be better getting the City Link actually, but I think the City Link's the one that I could have got from Sterling is the one. One that we need. So you can even see it in the reflection there. Who's that you got? Oh, thanks. Are you Irish, English, Scottish, or just drunk? All 4. Yeah, the accent. The accent's the accent. We've all got to have accents. You know, it's just the way it goes. You've got to come from somewhere, and I really don't want to particularly talk about the accents too much. It's an accent. Everybody's got an accent. Or maybe if you don't have an accent, that's also not that good either, is it? If you're speaking the Queen's English, then people think you're sort of snob or something. So good combo, yeah. I think I'll just let you work it out for yourself. I do like a nice pint of beer or something, you know, but I'm probably not going to have one at 6 in the morning, so chances of me being drunk are pretty slim. Now we're going to get this bus. What's this one? X3, no, Glasgow Express, via Westfield, via Moodiesburn. No, don't get that one. You'll end up going up and round fucking all over. Probably should have got the X27. I think I've kind of done this wrong actually. I'm from Chicago, so everyone sounds a little weird to me. Like, I understand you and stuff. Yeah, I'm speaking English. It's a Scottish accent. I mean, most of us lot landed up in the US, didn't we? Well, let's not get into that, The Boston Tea Party. And Scots, how miserable Scots are, how careful they are with money. And I think that caused a lot of the problems. Did we have a war? Yeah, well, that's why you've got Independence Day, isn't it? Because you're made independent. You made yourselves independent from us Brits. As far as I understand it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Wow, we got cool buses over there, yeah. Cool buses. Yeah, we have. We've got these amazing buses. So it's the way. No, I don't want to go on that one. I don't want to go on that one either. Carrickstone, that's a local bus. Really, we're looking for transit. We're looking for the City Link bus. That's what we're wanting. Or a stagecoach. Scotland doesn't want to be independent from the UK. the vote did go through. It's just that they did vote, but they voted against it. The Scottish people voted against. I heard Scotland wanted to be independent from the UK not too long ago, but the vote didn't go through or something. Yeah, so it was the Scottish Nationalist Party, or the Scottish Nose Pickers, had a surge of popularity, and by any estimation, there's probably at all times, the reality is that we're going to get on this. There's always going to be like 25% of people yeah, going to Buchanan bus station, please. Just myself. Fine. Right. Right. Every time in my bedroom I do the freedom speech from Braveheart, my girlfriend hates it and I enforce with her, with her permission. Aye, fine. I'm glad you're getting permission for that. You sort of need it, I suppose. Putting that up there, right? So we'll get the other doofer. Yeah, the Scottish thing. Sorry, it didn't work out for them, and so what I was trying to explain there was that, and this is the truth and the reality, is that the democratic vote for Scottish independence is somewhere about 20%. Probably, and it's at its most highest. It was hold on. It was 45 or something. That's what they call it, 45. Welcome village. Jiggle, it's jiggling. It's jiggling. Oh dear. That's not good. It's got the curve on the glass. Yeah, that's not bad. So, problem is, it's jiggling quite a bit. It is jiggling. See, the one that I've actually got in my hand is, I tell you, I could be charging up the phone as well. Was I need to get my cable. My cable. Yes, so that's. It's really about. It's about, we can go on about it all day long, but it's about money. So you're sort of better off people Plus, you've got to remember that the Scottish Nationalist government, Scottish Nationalists are, they're actually British. They're politicians. So they're part of the UK government. Fucking plug's not working. It's all broken. Somebody's broke it. Oh well, never mind. Just say to do without that. You can't eat everything there. It's got like another one there. But then that's a USB connection. That's not bloody use. Well, that's bad luck. There's a lot of sort of young people and just daft people that wanted it. Because at the end of the day, it's an extremely bad idea. And what's actually happened in Ireland, you can see what's happened in Ireland. So that was British, and there was like a whole load. The Americans funded the terrorism in Ireland, and in Great Britain, in the British Isles, and that all sort of dissipated. Tony Blair called an end to it all, and he was a total arsehole. He's caused a lot of the problems that we have hello, welcome to the channel. That we have in now, a lot of the globalist issues that we have, getting our rights taken away from us consistently, gradually, rather than letting things evolve. What was I saying? No, what the point I'm making is that we're all getting screwed over, right? So what does that mean? Well, we've got uncontrolled immigration in Ireland and in Great Britain, which is Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales. So whoever it is that's in power, it doesn't really seem to matter. But so what's happened in Ireland? Ireland's landed up being ruled. And the ironic thing, there's an ironic thing about this, I'll just get to it in a minute, but Ireland's ruled by the EU. It's in the EU. So the EU does what union. Really, probably better off in the kingdom than alone. But then again, Ireland is doing well, it's not doing well. I don't really see how you can... I don't really how you quantify doing well. They've got massive problems in Ireland. I mean, they're really being propped up by the EU. A tax haven. And the big point to make, ironically, is that the Irish pretty much are full of Brits, English, settled there. Which a lot of people don't seem to recognise, which is what's happened, and because a lot of you went away to America and everything like that. A lot of Scots went to America. But trying to hold that phone up, so if I did it lower down, it would be helpful. Alright, so Northern Ireland, also, you're talking about my quite a considerable part of my ethnicity, it's the Ulster Scots, so that's Northern Ireland, Central Scotland. So basically it's like almost follow the money, it's about money. That's why they want to stay in the United Kingdom, for the money, because they're better off in the United Kingdom, and that's why Northern Ireland is better off for it. That's why I don't want to be part of it. That's why. But the reality is it would all been better if they'd all been British, the whole place, the British Isles. But a lot of people disagree with me, but I don't care, it's my channel, I'll say what I want. Right, so being in the same type of union as well. I feel like if you asked any people that are better off to do that, nah, I doubt that. I really doubt that. I don't see that at all. and they're getting screwed over by the EU. You really need to look at the riots. Well, the mainstream media will cover it up. They've got the same problems we've got in Great Britain. I don't like calling it United Kingdom because that's a political term. You also got to remember it is the British Isles, so it's a group of islands. So it does seem like a lot of the troubles and the problems seems to be a waste of time, as far as I can tell, in Ireland. And really, so what you're going to always get is the hierarchical structure. You're always going to get that. So it's the people that's got the money, regardless of anything, are always. So that's what you're getting in Ireland. The cost of living in Ireland is very high, and the cost of energy is it's massively. I mean, these people sort of take it for granted, but it's the net zero thing. We're paying for it. The taxpayer pays for it. It's a big, massive scam. In Ireland, it's definitely worse. You won't have free dentists. That argument against Scottish nationalism, you would use Ireland as an argument against it. So what we've got here in Scotland is we've got quite a big welfare bill. So we've got a lot of people who don't work. There's a lot of benefits. These are the sort of main voters for the SNP. So they're useless people who are not producing anything or making any money or producing wealth, making the world better. They're just sort of like sitting around getting paid for doing fuck all, right? So that's you won't get so much in Ireland. Although a lot of that is at risk here as well, to be fair, because of the way our system is being screwed over. Well, the net zero is the main problem, the cost of energy. So as for example, I'm on a bus right now. Both two of my cars are not. They're not allowed in Glasgow. They're not actually allowed. It's different from London, where you can actually pay it's a bit of a scam, but you can pay to take your car in. I can't even do that. I'm sure those people, there's one of those huge billionaires do. Yeah, Ireland is doing really well. No, that's not. Laugh out loud, aye. Ireland is thriving, best going in the EU. Oh, aye, that's just nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. But I mean, I don't have the figures with me, so I'm not going to sit here. I would say that what Donald's saying is absolute nonsense. It's crap, It's fantasy bullshit. Keep it up, I'm happy you believe that, but I don't believe it, and I think it's rubbish. And I don't want anybody else to believe it, because it is nonsense. Let's see what else we've got. It's talking about the political union, not the islands themselves, but yeah, cost of living increase everywhere. Yeah, I mean, well, look, property in Great Britain, I don't know what it's like in Ireland. It'll be worse than Ireland. To stand still, you need to be earning like £62,000 a year. So your minimum wage is, I think it's, I don't know, it's £10.50 or £11 an hour or something. So, like, I sort of ran through the numbers there when I was at Cumbernauld. A 3-bedroom detached house is like 120,000. There's nowhere to park your car. It's just but there's communal parking. A detached house in the better off bit is like 300,000. So if you're, I don't work for a company or anything like that. So, oh, I'm sorry. Right, okay. No, you can have your opinions all you like, yeah. Well, same thing, they'd be in some type of union anyway, but I feel like if you asked any Irish people, it depends who you're asking, doesn't it? Land of the cowards. You're just projecting yourself, aren't you? I don't really care if that's what you think, that's fine. Land of the cowards. Yeah, we are. We should be fighting against the net zero and the climate scam. We should be protesting against battery facilities. Well, you'll see it right now. Protesting against this scam clean air scam. So they knocked half of Glasgow down. Glasgow Gov Les. Well, that stands for lies, but it's. So my 2 cars that I own, which I bought, and they're MOT'd and they're legal and all the rest of it, I've paid taxes on them, all sorts. Can I bring them in here? Right where we are right now, my 2 cars, Citroen C3 and a Citroen C4, are legal to come in here. And we've got a motorway goes right over, so they knocked half of Glasgow down. So it's our people toiled and worked to build that motorway, right? But you can go through the motorway because the motorway's not in the lie zone. So that's what you're getting, you know. Dole payment is €244 for single parent. So where does that come from? Well, we don't use euros, we use pounds. When that, like, you're giving me that figure, that doesn't mean anything, you know, does it? I mean, how much is your energy costs? How much does your dentist cost? How much is your doctor? Have you got an NHS in Ireland? How does your health thing work? So it's always the same. All this stuff is always the poor that suffer, and it doesn't matter who. So basically the argument for Scottish independence, you look at Ireland and you go, this is complete shit. We definitely don't want to go independent because we will end up having to pay for dentists and pay for everything, and there's going to be people dying of poverty, dying from poverty, which we already have problems with as is. The Scottish government sort of waste money from they're wasting money on their one of the massive problems here is we've got the highest abuse. I've got to choose my words carefully because I don't want to be in trouble. I have to be careful how I say things. But we have in Europe, in Scotland, so they'll spend money on bike lanes, they'll spend millions and billions on bike lanes, green infrastructure. And we have a massive problem in Glasgow, this city here, of abuse, of death. We have deaths caused by, and what causes that? Well, it's lack of. It's horrible what people do, and it's horrible that they take these things, and they shouldn't, but they do, because they've got no hope, and that's. Really, this will be the Donald Kinsella. You sound like the nutter that goes on GB News, argues about climate change. I think he's called Donald McCarthy. Absolutely insane guy. Talks complete shite. So you remind me of him. No, I wouldn't be wanting to. Yeah, I could move to Ireland, I suppose. But well, I don't really want to go into the reasons why I wouldn't or couldn't, because there's, you'd have to be quite wealthy to move there, I think. You're just going to be a drain on the system, your average person, that is. What are you going to do there? What are you going to do there? Nah, they should have stayed in the they should have stayed in the British Great Britain, and so many lives have been lost fighting for that. Well, we've made it to the bus station. Right, so we're nearly there. Ireland has massive problems, it really does. I'll probably go over there soon. You like being in the EU, good luck to you. Owned by fucking Brussels. How pathetic is that? Yeah, that's what you want, that's what you get. Right, so we made it. Thanks for watching that video. Bye! leaving. Ooh. Leaving bus. Thanks, bye. Ooh. Fucking Ireland, aye. So funny. Yeah, it's a wonderful place. Not for peasants. Not for the peasants, it ain't. That's how it works. The poor get screwed over. Doesn't matter where you are. I'll stick with the British Empire, thanks. The British Empire, the best empire ever. Better than the Irish Empire. God. Yeah. Right, so we're at Buchanan bus station. Gonna head down to Wetherspoons now. It's 25 to 8. Live in the past. Well, this projection. Go and look up projection. Ireland outperforms Britain every level. 100% employment in Ireland. You're just talking complete shite now. Well, you were right from the start, but good luck to you. If it makes you feel better, lying about stuff. You are definitely like Donald McCarthy. Definitely. Anyway, I looked up all my names in my family tree. And they're all, well, the Scottish and the Irish are kind of interconnected. One of them is predominantly from Londonderry. Talking about, what I thought was a Scottish name. It's predominantly from Londonderry. The other one is in Ireland, quite heavily in Ireland. Northern Ireland. And Scotland. But I found it quite interesting that the main name, what I thought was so Scottish, it was unbelievable, actually comes from, well, don't watch it then, go somewhere else. Go watch somebody else. I'm not causing a nuisance, it's you that's causing a nuisance. Chief Bezos. Aye, so the Scots speak all Danish, they have. Well, that's the other thing. Gaelic, no, not really. That's another political scam by the SNP. So they actually spend money putting Gaelic, they're plunging money into Gaelic, but we've got the highest substance abuse problems in Europe and Scotland. Scotland has the highest. You're actually starting to annoy me. I think, well, just ignore them. Shout more. Right. Scottish, right, so you're talking about Gaelic. Nobody speaks Gaelic in Scotland. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. I mean, when I say that, maybe there's 3 or something, right? People speak Gaelic in Scotland. It's a complete waste of money. Speak English, that's how we prosper. That's how we survive. That's how we're as wealthy as what we are. You want to start speaking Gaelic. So they're painting Gaelic stuff on police cars, and there's people dying of abuse. The highest figures in Europe. But we can go and build bike lanes and write stuff on like Gaelic words that nobody's ever spoke. So the Gaelic is sort of like from Northern Ireland. So yeah, my ancestors would have spoke Gaelic. Some of them. I mean, I'm a bit of a Pict as well, on my mother's side, and it's Aberdeenshire, the northeast of Scotland. Or the east. So that was the Picts. In the west it was the Scots, Irish, Ulster Scots. This is like Glasgow. So obviously you have the sectarian thing which spreads right across central Scotland over to Northern Ireland, and I couldn't give a fuck what it's called. Right, I think I've had enough of you actually. Right, got rid of that pillock. I mean, I didn't really want it to turn it into a... It's good that people are talking about things, but I didn't really want to turn it into a, you know, a political debate. I didn't want that. That's, like, especially this early in the morning. Ha! Bye. Fucking clown. Havering bastard. Right, where are we going? Right, we're going down there. Aye. So we're going down to Wetherspoons. What time is it? I mean, how can you say there's 100? He said there's 100% employment or something. It was sort of like absolute. That's like saying that's like the zero alcohol thing, isn't it? Like saying something that's completely untrue by any measure, in any place, anywhere. There's never 100% employment. It's like fucking blether, absolute blether. Right, so we're going down to have some, might have a bit of a wait actually, might have a bit of a wait, getting the windows cleaned. Yeah, the ordinary people get screwed over, ordinary people get screwed over. There's Stephen, oh, Stephen Seagal. The ordinary people. Why have they got bags of food there? Is that from a takeaway or something? That's a stupid question, really. G'day from Australia, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. G'day, mate. Yeah, Stephen Seagal popped over. Yes. G'day from Australia. Most of my relatives went. If Scotland's so wonderful, why did most of my relatives go to Australia, and why did most of the Irish guys' relatives go to America? Well, it's because of resources. There's a lack of resources, and people went for a better life, and that's what they did. And Queensland, yeah, so people went for a better life. And then I'm sort of an example of somebody that didn't go. I'm still here, I'm still in Scotland. So, oh.
You told me I was going down here.
Stephen Seagal. Bought a low bucky. I actually quite like the taste of that stuff. I've landed up drinking it. I suppose it's like drinking antifreeze, but it tastes quite nice. Because antifreeze does taste quite nice. And, but it is widely used. Well, I mean, the government went and fucked it up and all because they did a tariff on strong alcohols. So as usual, it just means it doesn't really do any good in the long run. People just land up finding different ways to get smashed. You know, that's pretty much how it works. I just want to go up this way. A Jaguar. And cobbled streets, quite nice. This message is held for review. God, Got some right rockets on this morning. Fucking SNP. Thank you. Right, so there's a lot of there's a lot of there's a lot of hi, Ronald Sinclair. There's a lot of rockets coming on today, but that's alright. I mean, people, like, if somebody just said something really obnoxious, you just block them. That's that. You know. I mean, you need to let people, I find myself educating people actually. You need to conduct yourself in a, that's your SNP for you right there. Oh, hi. You need to conduct yourself in a manner that's civilised, you know. When you're on the internet, you know, you have to you have to conduct yourself in a civilised manner. So the internet allows people to be extremely narcissistic, so you can pretty much say whatever you want to anyone, and people do that. But I would urge people, don't do that. You know, just try and you say to them, you wouldn't do that in the street, and they go, oh yeah I would. Well, they wouldn't, and they don't. Oh look, it's still oh look, someone's left a chair there and a quite a nice looking bin. So them shoes have been there for over a week. I think they look about my size actually. I don't know if running around for a bus would be... What's the price of them? Is that a size 10? Fuck's sake. Feet are not going to fit in there. Yeah, that's why they're still there. What sort of woman wears fucking shoes that size? Look at this, got spikes on the back. Spikes. Yeah, I can't say there's nothing really. Yeah, quite. So, doing a house clearance or something. Oh, there's 25 people. It's a bin eye. Cyclists. You can't just. Large group of one. Whereabouts in Scotland are you wandering? Oh, right. I'm gonna let you work that out for yourself. I'll let you work it out for yourself. Can you see what that says? Can you see what that says? So, and look at that. How's your time doing? I don't know for. It's probably a bit early for Wetherspoons. Probably a bit early. So it's 7:46. So we have got 14 minutes. Hold the handrail, hold the handrail. Keep holding the handrail. Whereabouts in Scotland are you? Have you worked it out yet? Have you worked it out yet? Oh. Yeah, my tolerance levels are not. They're not actually. Wow. Here we are. Yes, correct. Wow. So, Caledonian Chambers Travel Centre. Welcome to Glasgow. Look at the clock. Central Station. Yeah, my tolerance levels are not good. I just got a wee bit pissed off at that Irish guy, Donald. He just said it's 100% employment. It's like, you know, it's a complete false statement. So there's no point. I think I find people like that really irritating. We just ignore them, I suppose. Would have been better. What the fuck's that? Oh wow, it's fucking... What a lot of shit. Hope it's Black Lives Matter. What pish. Hope it's Me Too. That's... What Me Too is, that is self-centred indulgence, is what that means. I'm first. It comes from a position of inequality that you want to jump the queue. But instead of working your way up the competence hierarchy, the same applies to that as well. Hope is my son, my daughter. Hope is a girl called Greta. Greta Thunberg, so Colour of the Future. Jackie K. That's a, you know, it's Greta comes from one of the richest countries in the world, and she's trying to tell you need to stop using the electricity. She's proven to be... I mean, why would you listen to some young lassie about... This is absolute piece of shit artwork, yeah. Oh, well, I suppose it's given a response. So in that respect, it's working. You know, what else have we got here? Tomorrow is a wonderful vision you had today. It begins... I mean, this is from people that really don't know what they're talking about. Begins in contemplation and courage. It meets the light of Glasgow past and present and is somehow sharpened by it. Joining with the vision of others to make a brand new way of seeing Andrew A. Hagen. Yeah, another Irish immigrant. So it's in Gaelic. Stuart Padwick. Who the fuck's Stuart Padwick? Dochasach na comed arna de Gadasan the thingin Achen Theahahan the sinner Kanasach. What that says is, we fucking hate you and we're miserable fuckers, is what it means. And what else we've got on this side? The streets will be full again. Well, not if you ban the motor car they want. The music good again. The gentle will rule again. Well, that's not how the hierarchical structure works. The hierarchical structure is based on competence, and fortune favours the brave, and also if you've got the right attitude, you'll find that you do well in life. So all you lot are doing, the people that built this, are just sitting back expecting people to give them free handouts. That's all they're doing. And the lover will be human, the fools will be found out, the lies will be drowned out. That's what you're trying to do. The sun had its practice. No, you're telling lies. The sun has practiced a lifetime of rising. Sean Lorna. See, so like if I went to, well, I have been to university, but if I went to this art sort of type place, they wouldn't listen to me because it doesn't fit the narrative. I'm not allowed to be heard. Alright, okay. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure it is made out of wood. There's a piece of art. It's political art, I think, as far as I can tell. It's extremist political art. It doesn't represent the beliefs and needs, wants and dreams of your average ordinary person in this country. It's from extremist feminists. Chopping trees down, aye. Yeah, so they're chopping trees down to build their crap. Greta, yeah, I mean, where did I start with Greta? Greta, oh well, that'll be the thumbnail for this video then, eh? Where do we start with Greta Thunberg? A little parasite, isn't she? Absolute parasite. So, Yeah, maybe I'll get a picture of that on the other phone. So it's yeah, Parasite. Well, it's mostly bullshit, really. And all the while we're getting screwed over by globalists with this sort of crap, because they sort of agree with it but don't agree with it, capitulate to that nonsense. You know, so that's what's happening. And unfortunately, ordinary people, like I say, we've got the biggest substance use problems in Europe, and yet the Scottish Government spend money on bike lanes. Spends money on bike lanes. Oh look, you can put your phone on it. This is the jittery app. I maybe better not use it. Ah well, at least it jitters. It jitters. It's like jittery. Greta Thunberg. What's just moved on to? I mean, so we had all these weirdo leaders fawning over her. So with this young lassie, and everybody knows that young people don't have a clue about anything, because they think they know everything, but they don't. And we had world leaders decide that. So all what happened is they started pushing this net zero stuff, and so right from years ago, environmental movements have been monetised. So they make money out of them. Environmental movements. So Greta's part of that. And it doesn't help you, me, or anyone. It just helps wealth transfer for billionaires and trillionaires, and fucks over your ordinary people. They can't afford to pay for electric, they can't afford to pay the gas bill, they can't afford to get a driver's licence, they can't afford to buy a car. The motor industry was decimated with stupid electric vehicles. Look what they did in Kilwinning. They allowed people to store toxic lithium batteries, and twice it went up in fucking flames. And does anybody know the cost to the environment? Does anybody know? Because I don't know what it is. Because that toxic fumes fucking spread out for miles, didn't it? How did that affect the farmland? How did it affect the fish in the ocean? The lithium batteries going in fire right next to houses. Right, if you're confused, go and be confused somewhere else. It's confused. Fucking clown. Well, I mean, would you say that to someone? Go up to somebody and say that to them? Are you a man or a woman? You get a punch in the face, wouldn't you? Fucking rude, that is. That's all it is, it's plain rude. It's fucking rude. So, you know, it's an appalling thing to say to anyone. Are you a man or a woman? What a fucking arse. I'm confused. Oh, I've never heard that before. You know, I mean, that's the thing about these clowns. They think that I've never heard. Nobody's ever said that. It's not, it's a rude question. It's not a valid question at all. It's rude. Well, I consider it to be rude, and I say what it goes. It's rude. It's a rude question. It's like you saying, well, I was going to say something, but in Glasgow, what side are you on? Good day, how are you today? It's not a valid question. It's invalid. Very invalid. It's very invalid. It's not a valid question. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine today. Well, first you need to work out the definition because the government doesn't know what the definition is. What the fuck's that doing there? Oh, that's the... I've come out a different way, haven't I? Yeah, I have. Yeah, the government doesn't know the definition of what these things are, so how could you really answer the question? I don't have to answer the question, so fuck it. Right, I thought that. Right, yeah, it's rude, James. No, you're not, they are. What do you have planned? Well, I'm going to get my breakfast is what I've got planned. I've got an appointment at 9 o'clock. So we're in Glasgow, people. We're in Glasgow. And we're going for breakfast. That's what we're doing. We're in Glasgow. Glasgow. We're in Glasgow. It's 3 AM in USA. I think it's heading up towards 9 AM in Glasgow, in Scotland, which is in the British Isles, which is in Great Britain. So I got rid of all the radical Irish maniacs. Oh, that's the door we went in there. I got rid of them all. We had a look at the artwork, and it's 7 PM New Zealand. Wow. So you're exactly. No, sorry, no, you're not. It's 9 PM here. New Zealand. Yeah. So it's time for breakfast. Time for me to go and get my breakfast. And there's a lot of strange people about. So people always say really weird things, don't they? And a pack. No, can't say that. Yeah. I'll go and load the videos in Weatherspoons, and this one's fucking. We'll go and load the videos. There isn't really a lot of videos to load because we did one on the way in the car. Funnily enough, I do lots of videos, and the ones that are the most successful tend to be the truck spotting videos. It is weird, it's like, oh, you think you could do something different, and it's like you do a truck, there's thousands of people look at it, it's just a truck, but well, that's good. Fire beans. Nah, it'll be a breakfast roll, probably bacon, egg on it. People look cold there, is it? It's not, well, it was warm at the weekend. I don't think it's cold, no. I don't have a jacket on. Pies or beans. Don't rush. Well, I need to find out what time it is. It opens at 9. Said hi. People could look. Yeah, I mean the sun is coming out. Look, the sun. It's going to be warm today, probably, I would think. Definitely think it's going to be warm. Central Station, that's where we just were. Capturing humanity. Fundamentally, I'm an artist and I do art, and that's kind of my motivation for videoing. Taking pictures and videos and looking at humanity, and that's what I tend to do. So I'm not really thinking about retirement. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up here. Yeah, 8. I apologise. My appointment's at 9, and retirement. I just keep going until. Well, the problem is that your health can give way, so you can't earn any money. So you could be that you're not physically capable of going to Crystal Palace, which is down here. You could be physically incapable of working or earning money. So I haven't even thought about retirement. In some ways I've done a lot of things right, I don't really want to overshare, but in some ways I've done things wrong. So when it comes to retirement, I've done that wrong, but and there is a thing that I did right. So I think it's open. So thanks for watching this video. That one. Bye. Yeah, retirement. It's a good question though. It's a good question. We're all fucked, aren't we? I don't have any worries about that. I ended up quite lucky in one regard, so having somewhere to live is a major issue for a lot of people. So that can be a big problem. Definitely. Is it open yet? Oh yeah, it is. It's open. It's open. Right, I need to look at the breakfast menu. See what it says. Small breakfast, $3.99. You get, there's small breakfast, $3.99. Breakfast muffin deal. Breakfast muffin deal. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. Breakfast muffin deal. Sit over here. 55. Oh. Yeah. Shawarma wrap with soft drink. Yeah. I'm sitting at 55.
What should I get for you?
A breakfast muffin deal, please.
Yeah? Just the breakfast muffin that has everything on it.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Would you like a hash brown?
Yeah, I had that as well. Yeah.
You have another hot drink?
Yeah, does that come with it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye,
Is that
please.
everything for you?
Yeah.
£4.
Thank you. I'll have a receipt, please.
Yeah.
Ooh. Right.
That's your
Thank you.
hot drink, and then I will just put it off yours.
Right.
There you go.
Right, thanks a lot. Right. We'll get ourselves a coffee. And, oh look. I think it's not working. Yeah. I pressed the wrong button there, sorry. I pressed the wrong button. Press the wrong freaking button. You don't look a day over 54, I know. Yeah. Well, you know, you get to the point where you just don't really care what you look like. You have to be like that, and people can say all sorts of things about looking a specific way. And end of the day, it's all just bullshit, isn't it? Sitting at 55. Aye, that's right. Oh, it's funny because we were going on about the referendum. It was 55 that voted to stay within the United Kingdom, and that was just sort of like accidental how that happened. It was quite funny though, wasn't it? Really. It was. It wasn't deliberate. It wasn't deliberate. Wow. Are you going to fall over? It wasn't deliberate. So what we're going to do now is set up our equipment. But we could have a nice cup of coffee. I actually don't like banning people. I think stoicism would say that you would ignore them. But, you know, so I don't really like doing it, to be honest. So I do tend to overthink things as well. Overthinking, sort of like being confident. Well, because of my upbringing, I'm not that confident. Not a confident person, really. Or maybe in some ways I am, some ways I'm not. Always get the receipt for the inland revenue, the tax man. I remember this guy saying to me, "Oh, what are you keeping note of all that for? Is that because you're trying to hide something?" I says, "No, it's because I'm trying not to hide something." Jeez, got that the wrong way around, didn't you? And I mean, the thing is, if somebody asks you if you're a man or a woman, and then you answer it, they're going to, whatever you say, they're going to argue with you. So that's one of the reasons why you have to be careful when people ask questions. So it wasn't a multiple choice. There was only two choices: are you a man or a woman? So first of all, it's rude. But if I'd said either way around, so you fall. That's kind of, you have to be careful. But then you should really just ignore people rather than getting like triggered by them, right? So I did get triggered. Well, the main thing I got triggered was I don't like Scottish nationalists. So that I mean, I'm not trying to hide that. It's my channel, and you can believe all that stuff if you want, but like that guy, that Donald, he started saying things that are fundamentally false. So I suppose that's really why I chucked him off. It wasn't really because he's a Scottish nationalist or he's Irish, but it wasn't really because of that. I think it's because he was saying he was just saying plain lies that, you know, that weren't even remotely true. That is why I chucked him out. And good morning, ma'am. Hi. Yeah. So it's a sort of hassle I have in my day in and day out in my life, and I don't really want to go over it. I don't really want to talk about it, actually, about whether I'm a man or a woman or not, because I get this all the time, and really after, you just have to sort of ignore it and just go on with your life and try and enjoy your life without having to go over and over all that crap all the time, because at the end of the day, it's contentious and it causes trouble. So I'm trying to see I better go and get some tomato sauce. I get some tomato sauce from I mean, I can't talk. There is somebody that I follow on YouTube. She's a bit mad right enough, but she's clearly well, look, I've got enough sauce for the day. Which one we're going to take? That one. And so she never even mentions it. I've been watching her, and I quite admire that. She never actually ever mentioned, and nobody has said anything. And I think that's because she's deleting comments or deleting the people that are talking about it. Because people must be talking about that. Are you a man or a woman? Because this lady that I watch, she's clearly, well, probably a transgender woman, I would think. And I quite admire that. I think, wait a minute, so she does her channel, and that's just not a topic. And I thought, well, I'm thinking about moving on to that. Moving that topic away from my channel. There's lots of topics you can have. Or can I talk about this? Like, do I really want to? Do people want to? I'd rather talk about cars, actually, to be quite honest. Cars and stuff. But I have to actually admit, I was triggered. I was triggered there. That's real life. I'm a person and I get triggered. I was triggered. Yeah. I was actually getting really sort of stressed. So that Donald, yeah, you did a good job of triggering me. I couldn't control my shit. I couldn't keep my shit together. Yeah, so that's just the way it goes. Hell yeah. James, get them bagged. Would you rather have sharp teeth or 3-inch long ears? I've never measured my ears. It's not something that's bothering me. It's the length of my ears. Right, so what we need to do is so what I do when I get here is I load my videos in Wetherspoons, and you'll find sometimes I was in here once and I loaded a video and it was loaded before even a chance to fucking check it. Just like bang. Oh wait a minute, I've got to log. You know the mistake I'm making here. You've got to sign in to Wetherspoons. So I haven't signed in on that one, but normally I end the live stream. Normally I end it. Oh wait a minute, I haven't brought my battery with me either. I haven't brought my battery. So this one's connected, so we can load this one. Falkirk protests. Fucking Craig Houston, he's a right moron. So he is. So he's another one that just says things that are total shit. And the thing is, if you find somebody that says things that are fundamentally untrue on a topic, you've got to ask yourself, are they like that with all the topics that they talk about? Or is it just they don't know about that topic? So Craig Houston, go and look him up. I've probably given him more traffic in his fucking channel because I'm always slagging him all the time. And he's a fanny, total fanny, yeah. Craig Houston, what a clown. Thinks he's an expert on gender. Just went to a video and talk complete shit. And they also they ignore the actual reality of everything because it doesn't fit their narrative. You should have done that in order for the table. Outwards like an elf. Sorry, I know I'm not always following everything. You know, I don't always. It doesn't matter what you look like, is what I'm saying. So, Sharon Osbourne. See that, like, that's actually quite funny. I look like Sharon Osbourne. So, I mean, no, I don't fucking look like Sharon Osbourne. But if you think I do, that's fine. I don't know what comes out. I don't know what it's like to be in your head looking out the front. So you might think everybody looks like Sharon. Hiya, thanks. Cheers. So everybody looks like Sharon Osbourne. Aye. So we better show you my breakfast. It's just that this was £4.50. I got a hash brown chucked in. Oh, there it is. Wetherspoons is a brilliant place to go. Look at that. That's absolutely brilliant. It's healthy. It's got an egg in it. Eggs are healthy. That's why they're trying to stop us eating eggs. Everything anybody ever does or says or corporations say, if they're trying to do something, they've worked out. Say like they've worked out that eggs. Say like they tell a lie that eggs are unhealthy. Right? It's because they've worked out they can save money by getting rid of egg. What the fuck do you got? Egg plantations? Hatcheries? Chicken farms? Chicken farms, a fucking chicken farm, innit? If they work that out, and then they get the lie. They get somebody like Greta Thunberg to go along and say something like, "Oh, we need to stop this or that or the other," and that's how they do it. That's how everything works. Everything's about profit, greed, and profit. So that corporations, it's just basic stuff you need to learn. Corporations are essentially, if they were people, they would be diagnosed as psychopaths. If corporations were people, right, they would be psychopaths. That's pretty much how it would be. So their purpose, our involvement with corporations is relevant. And again, I don't want to overshare. There's a message held for review. Let's go and check it out and see what it is. Fucking hell, that looks good. I don't think that's the worst comment I've ever seen in my life. Another moderator just handled this. I don't think you really want to see me eating, do you? I'm pretty gross when it comes to eating. Do you know I'm actually feeling a lot better now? If you saw Anne Delph, would sooner attack it or make love? My God. Where's James gone? James was the only sensible person I had. No, there was other. You look like Sharon Osbourne. You should have done that or not, yeah. It's not, well, I mean, I'm going to say you can't choose how you look, but of course you can. Yeah, you can. You can, can't you? Because you can choose the way you look. Because you can get surgery. James is still there. Yep. Norma Gibson. No. What's no? I don't know. I don't know what's no. I don't like you watching me eating. I think maybe, but otherwise, what are you going to be looking at? What are you going to be looking at? Could be looking out there. Oh. I could hold you. Can you eat this and hold it? What's with all the jokes on live lately? It's to do with your algorithms. Turbo Munch. It's to do with your algorithms. If you're finding a lot of jokes on your live, it's because you're somehow causing that to happen. And the algorithms generally don't lie. Although there's a lot of Islamic stuff turned up in my algorithm a couple of weeks ago, and what the fuck is this shit for? I don't know what this crap. And it's a breakfast muffin deal. It's $3.99. Includes tea, coffee, hot chocolate, free refills, or a soft drink. So what it is it's sausage, bacon, and egg. What I normally do is I eat, usually have a small breakfast, but I've not got a lot of time to be here today. I've got to be out of here by 9 or 5 to 9. But my appointment's just around the corner, so best. I've not been well because I'm not one of these people that starts moaning about not being well, but I get a hay fever every summer. So this is July. So what it's done this time, it's kind of affected my lungs. So I'm not sleeping very well because I can't breathe when I go to sleep. Well, I can breathe obviously because I'd be dead if I didn't breathe, but so I'm struggling a bit with a hay fever, and I get it every year. Sometimes, so in this case, it seems to be going right into my. I'll put you there, and you don't have to watch me eating. So hope your appointment's at China Sea. I had to watch. I came here last time, and I just spent the whole evening washing my clothes. The Chinese restaurant, and I just took a bite out of that, the egg roll, well the roll, it was breakfast roll, and the egg went right down my trousers and my top. It went in my hair, my hat, sunglasses. Actually covered the carpet, the table, and the egg dribbled right out of the street. Caused a bike crash. That's how bad it was. Yeah, I mean, the truth. I mean, I think what we need to do, we need to orient ourselves in facts, like truth, and then you can have opinions around that. So the biggest problem I've been having yesterday was arguing. It was arguing, yeah. I wasn't really arguing. It was because the people weren't listening to me. But it was about the gender thing. And these people just, they weren't telling me what they really believed. So I was telling them facts about acts and legislation and all that stuff. And they were just like slagging me off and stuff and saying things like, they weren't, so I think you have to orient yourself in some kind of basis, and then you can have opinions. You're entitled to your opinions, and I strongly believe that. But they weren't even giving me their opinions. They were just, they didn't have any opinions other than the opinion that J.K. Rowling gave them. I don't know what that means. So they weren't articulate enough, or they didn't know how or what to say. And I'm talking about quite a lot of them. I'm talking about everyone in that thread. So they were just listening. Nah, she's totally wrong. J.K. Rowling's completely wrong. So what she is, she's a billionaire. She's perverting the course of democracy. She paid £70,000 for a bunch of lesbians to take the Scottish Government to court. And the findings, you can go and read it all, but the findings were that in order under the Equality Act to be classified as male or female, so this was really, they weren't really interested in the transgender men. They weren't interested in that. This is about transgender women, so this is about female privilege. So this billionaire put money in to get a bunch of extremist feminists to take the Scottish Government to court. So what we've actually got, and this is what I explained, we've got a Gender Recognition Act. So we're talking about UK government here. We're not talking about Scottish government. We're talking about UK government. So 2004. 2004. There was a case sort of before that, Goodwin it was. And it was the right to change your legal sex. So we're talking about changing it legally. doesn't change your DNA, and it doesn't. Oh, sorry, shit! I've got to watch. I nearly got banned. My channel nearly got shut down for talking about that. So look, I can't mention that. Sorry. You have to work that out for yourself. The problem with YouTube, you just don't know how the wind's blowing. You know. You can change your legal sex. So what that means is your birth certificate can be changed from male to female or female to male. Of course, what bothering J.K. Rowling and all these weirdos was this thing that there was a man in the toilet. So first off, there's no laws in this country, in the UK, well, anywhere, about toilets. There isn't any laws. So that's what. So no, she's a horrible woman, absolute horrible woman. J.K. Rowling, yeah. A misogynist, actually. That's why she's called J.K. So she could go and sell these books, make millions off these books. J.K. because they wouldn't, because women are misogynists as well. I know it's misandry, but they wouldn't accept her because they had to read a book written by a man. So what happened? The Gender Recognition Act did not get changed. So what this was highlighted is a contradiction in the legislation, which means that the British government are going to have to So the British government have been taken to court by Dr. Victoria MacLeod. That's why I don't like Craig Houston, because he reported on her and he just showed how ignorant he was, actually. That's what he did. And so, to sum it up, the government can change your legal sex on your paperwork, which is your birth certificate. And they have. And they've been doing that since 2004. That has not changed. J.K. Rowling, typical modern woman, she fucked over her husband. She probably realised she was going to make money. But if it was the other way around, she would have stayed with him, if he was going to make money. She's an obnoxious piece of shit, J.K. Rowling. So she's interfering with democracy. I can't afford to take government to court. If I was to spend 70 grand, how's that fair? And it affects you. The reality is, it doesn't affect me anyway. Well, it could do. It's alright, at the end of the day, it's a cheap meal. It's a cheap meal and it gives you somewhere nice to stop. I mean, I don't like McDonald's. I mean, when my kids, when I was a parent, well, I still am a parent, but when I was bringing them up, we would go to McDonald's. That's what they wanted to do. I don't know why. And when they grew up and bugged off or left, I stopped going to McDonald's. I mean, the food in McDonald's is, I don't think it's food. I think this is arguably food. You know this. Eggs are good for you. Yeah. So the J.K. Rowling thing is a lot of pish, and it is going to get. See, yeah, biology. Somebody mentioned biology, science. So no, I totally fundamentally disagree with you there. A lot of people think she's right, and it's just because they haven't really. I don't think they've explored the subject. She's not right. She hates men. That's what she's doing. It's not going to help anyone. God, you had your wisdom tooth taken out. That's terrible. So what is going to happen is British government are getting taken to court because we left the European Union, but we didn't leave the European Court of Human Rights. We didn't leave that. So, the other thing about the whole thing is that you can't just come along and pick out that little. If you think about the Equality Act and the rights that are given to both men and women, males and females, because in biology there's only two. There's males and females. Females and males. So whatever way you look at it. So the rights. So you can't come along and take out that little bit. That's what they're wanting to do. They want to remove the rights of transgender people. But do we really want to go back to the 1950s is a question I've got for them, for J.K. Rowling and all these types. Because your average woman does not want to do that. I mean, you have to have children, you have to do as you're told, you have to clean the house, your husband has to go work, you know, you have the responsibilities that you had in the 1950s. Plus you wouldn't have been allowed to drive a car and all that sort of stuff. So it's not it's not a complicated subject. But so what happens politically? So we Jimmy Cranky, she lost her job over the heads of this topic. So your politicians, Swinney, Stammer, they don't want to get too into this because it's a hot potato. And the reason that Swinney, I don't like that. Everybody knows that. If you watch this video, you know I don't like the SNP. But in this case, Swinney's right by kicking the can down the road because it's nothing to do with him. It's the British government. It's them that changed the legislation in 2004. It's Tony Blair. I think it was Tony Blair that changed it. It was Goodwin or something. The case between Goodwin and the British government. Go look it up. You can't just come along and take that out and then expect women to get free money for doing fuck all, right? They're not even producing children. This is the fundamental problem. That these women are not. So why is Western civilization dying out? Well, because we're not having enough children. Who's not having enough children? Women. Is it men that have children? No, it's women, isn't it? But this is all linked in with the global corporate greed. I was talking about psychopathy earlier. So overlapping circles. So they've sort of singled out. How is there no problem? There's loads of problems. Of course there's problems. How can you say that? That's just a vacuous statement. There's been non-stop problems for thousands of years about this. You're either a man or a woman. So this is a culture war between males and females. Radical feminism. Feminism is bad news. It's not good. It's communism. That's what it is. Feminism. It's for incompetent people so they can get stuff for nothing without doing anything. That's what it's for. Feminism is horrible. Having children and bringing our civilization forward. Because I'm in the position that I've had 5 children, so I can turn around and go, I've done my bit. I suffered. Yeah, thanks. I hope you have a good day. I'll have to go soon as well. It's been a reasonable conversation. I'm not sure I really clarified everything properly, but by CS85. Yeah, I mean, J.K. Rowling don't care. She's lost 70 grand, but she's a billionaire. So the European Court of Human Rights, what you don't understand is you cannot let this happen, because you can't. It's because you're not thinking about it properly. You're not thinking about the whole thing. You're only going for this tiny minority of people. It's 0.02% of the population. You're not recognising that. In order to take their rights away, you cannot do that, because you'd have to take everybody else's rights away as well. It's not what you get in a democratic, modern civilization. You just can't do it, and a lot of people don't seem to get that. It's because they don't care. You know, do not listen to some fucking billionaire cow like her. She's a horrible woman. Horrible. She'd be better shutting her face and enjoying the money she's got. It doesn't affect her. It doesn't affect me either, actually, but it could. I mean, I could go to the toilet and maybe get hassle for somebody or whatever. Walk down the street, get hassle. She fight about gender recognition. She's just fighting about female privilege. She wants to protect female privilege. She demonstrates they don't want equality. They don't want to be equal. They just want to have privilege. Privilege is not equal. Two deer come out of the bar. I can't believe I blew $20 in there. Says one to the other. That's pretty good. Even I got that right away. She's fighting against male. She's fighting for female privilege. She wants female privilege. So that's unearned privilege. That's a case of you giving up what you've got for some woman, because she's a woman. And the downside is that the women, the reason Western civilization is dying out is because women are not having children. So who else isn't having children? Because the breakdown, marriage. So put it this way, you're going to end up being my age and you've got a fucking big Audi outside, and you've had this career and you went around dominating men and everything. Nobody wants that. You've got no husband, no, you know, or maybe you have got children, but you dumped their man and everything. This is why, you know, that's why traditional sort of marriage and everything is a better solution. But we rejected it, haven't we? Now it's 8:41. I'm going to have to get another coffee. Oh, fuck off. I'm the reason. Fuck off, moron. I don't know what that means. About 50 different sexual gens. What I'm going to start doing now is I'm just going to ignore people that say stupid things. Like, instead of blocking the guy earlier, the guy that told me there's 100% employment in Ireland. It's like, oh God, yeah. It must be amazing in Ireland. Hierarchical structure, you got money, you'll do better. If you don't have any money, you're fucked. Right, are you... The fact of the votes. Don't understand that. Gabby. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Love Scots, Gaels, the best people. I'm an Ulster Scot. I'm a picked. I've probably got, actually, well, probably got Danish or something in me as well. Probably. I can't prove it. I just say that. It's because I got told that. You've got a Danish face. I can tell by your colouring. But actually, the interesting thing about England is England was almost Danish. So if you go to England, up and down the east coast of England, you get a lot of blondes, a lot of Scandinavian names. Places have Danish names, and that's because prior to 1066, because there was a bit. I'm not a historical expert, but the Battle of Hastings. Prior to that, there was a battle at Stamford Bridge between Vikings, King what's his name of Denmark. So the Vikings never actually took over England. Too much bacon. Danelaw, yeah, that's right. That's what it's called. Danelaw. Yeah. That's what happened. So the actual Scottish people are less likely to be, well, this sort of thing. If we want to get back to independence thing, Shetland, Orkney, they would leave Scotland in a heartbeat and they would join Norway. And it would be in their interest to do it because they'd be better off. And that's why the Scottish independence argument is completely stupid, because they would leave and then, of course, they would take the oil and gas with them. Whatever we've got in Scotland. Of course, we've been destroying that. The government's been destroying that under green communism. Gordon Ramsay. I think he's like one of these middle-class Scots. That's what I am, I suppose, yeah. I think he's got one of these sort of English kind of accents, but I think he might come from Glasgow, in this area. Pardon me. I think gas is in the King's waters. Aye. But it's like, so they're shutting Grangemouth down when they should be bloody going for it. No, we've just shipped everything out as usual. That's green nonsense. Don't start me on that. Oh, So, time for another coffee. Oh, I had number 2 coffee. And get going in a minute. So I hope I've answered your questions. I couldn't give a shout whether I have or no, but so the answer to the question, I've got an F on my birth certificate, and it was the government that did it, not me. And it wasn't nothing to do with the Scottish government, it was the UK government, and that's, look up good, I think it's Godwin versus the Scottish government. That's nice, isn't it? Cappuccino. And that's what brought about the Gender Recognition Act. So if you want to repeal that, fine, but you have to repeal everything else as well. And that's why we've got numpty women in power, like the Chancellor of the Exchequer. I mean to trust her to put the bins out, but you know, she sits there and talks a lot of crap. She's clearly thick. She doesn't even. That's equality of outcome for you. That's freedom for women. Getting there, getting big money when she should be at home having children. She's not even competent at what she's doing. It's all a farce anyway. I've kind of lost confidence in the political arena. Right. Work it for yourself. There's an F on my birth certificate. The government changed it. It's just about having an understanding of the argument, the one we were having about J.K. Rowling. I've got an F on my birth certificate. Don't talk about, not you James, but somebody else. I ban people who mention anything to do with underage, even the words. I won't have none of it. But I'll just maybe a spelling mistake. This is real life, Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh, is it really? Yeah, so the shutdown. Who's going to suffer when they shut down Grangemouth? Right, so Stirling, I'm going to go, but Stirling University are spending, I can't remember the figure, it was 1.5 million, I think it was, or, to find out the victims of climate change. So I posted on their page, and I'm an ex-student from there, so I'm very unpopular because I don't agree with all their shit. But I said, who are the real victims? The real victims are you and me, because the climate scam it's increased the cost of everything. It's shutting business down, and it's causing, you could directly attribute it to the substance problem in Glasgow, in Scotland, which is the highest in Europe. There's no opportunities. The young men don't have a chance. Young women don't have a chance. So the Stirling University of Stirling in Scotland is away spending 1.5 million to find out who the victims are of man-made climate change. It's a total grift and a total scam. But the real victims are you and me, whilst they get big bucks. So the University of Stirling, universities, they're not credible places of learning. And I think my degree that I've got is worth fuck all, right? Because I'm actually embarrassed about it now. And maybe that's how I got it. I don't think it's something to brag about. So they're still on that net zero grift, and it's to sell us stuff that's ruining our infrastructure and shutting our businesses down. So go and watch Jim Ferguson. Where'd you get Jim Ferguson? He's on Rumble. There's a court case recently. I'm going to have to go actually. I've got 10 minutes. Mark Carney. Scarlett Johansson. I am against climate initiatives. Is that a comment or statement? Yeah, because it's been monetised. I was talking about greedy corporations, psychopathic corporations. That's what the climate initiatives are. It's not going to help the climate. So there's two ways. Simplified way, you either believe it. If you believe it's a thing, man-made climate change, and something has to be done about it, what's been done about it isn't going to do anything. It's actually making it worse. Or the second thing is you don't believe any of it, which is correct opinion, and you're against it, which is what I am. But if you're for it, you've got to accept that what they're doing is making climate worse. These are easily proved facts. It's a political decision to make global corporations, globalists, richer. It's what it is, and that's what it's doing. And it's fueled by idiots and fools and nimbies. Circle of the earth, that's how it's happened for all time. Deutscher. What the hell's Deutscher mean? Am I German? Maybe I'm Germanic. Or Celtic. The climate crisis is a lot of crap. So Jim Ferguson is on Rumble, and I think he might be banned from YouTube, probably. I'm guessing, I don't know. And there's a court case in I forget the name, it's in Holland, where they've taken the potential to take Bill Gates to court, right? And I actually don't see this happening, but it'd be great if it did. About the pandemic, 2020. So look up Jim Ferguson on Rumble and listen to him. I did a video about it. There's a video on my channel about it. Just search for Jim Ferguson. I did a video about it. I can't really explain it right now, I don't have time, but the ramifications of that. It's about corporation purposes, yeah. So it's the broader ramifications with the net zero and the dirty bombs, it's electric cars, the infrastructure, the net zero infrastructure. We're right here in Glasgow, so we're talking about the radiation and the cancer causing stuff, the infrastructure. So basically he's talking about the pandemic and the crimes. So the deaths and you've got to think of the broader implications of everything, the damage to business, the lockdowns, imprisonments. It's open prison, so we'll end up. So that's where the digital. That's why we need to hang on to cash and stuff like that. You know, I'm going to have to go. So thanks, James, and everybody else. It's the longest I've ever done it. I don't know who Mark Carney is. Who's that idiot? That Canadian guy? You talk about the idiot that was the head of the Bank of England or something, and then got a cushy job in Canada. Canadian guy. He's not a globalist, isn't he? If that's who you're talking about. Right, we're going. Thanks for coming along. Please like, share and subscribe, and we'll get you in the next video. Bye!